Start the laugh. Let a break. Oh, just back. We are live on the internet, but not on right.
Health, fitness, and fighting with Chris and Darren.
Boom! Episode 177 of the Slap and the Giraffe podcast.
Hello.
Oh, I pressed the wrong button. Right, there we are. Kapow! Kapow!
Look at us. Look at us. You just need to tell people
What?
that we're doing this live. Have you told your crew, your legion of followers, that we do podcast live now as well?
We've got 55 subscribers.
There you go. Yeah.
But they're kicking the ball.
Yeah, they should be watching this now. They can't be doing anything better.
So, need to talk about my YouTube channel, Darren. It's all gone wrong.
Oh no. We're going to bore people straight away.
No, so I was like, we got a couple of hundred hits on some of the videos. We've only been going 2-3 weeks.
Right.
So the goal is to, over a couple of years, build up to the kind of a few thousand subscribers that Celsius do. What? So,
Not what, sorry.
so I was Googling how to get hits on YouTube and stuff like just advice, right? So I was reading these articles on how to promote it and so on.
Yeah.
So they were saying a very good way to do it is Reddit, especially if you do something interesting and get upvoted.
Yeah.
And then you can, if you're the top on some subject.
Yeah.
So I went to Reddit/BJJ, whatever it is, right? Uploaded some of them in videos, put questions on them, like copied the advice.
Yeah.
It worked really well. So a couple of our videos went from like 100 views to 500. Which is good. Got loads, 10 more subscribers.
Yeah.
All good. I'm pleased with that.
Yeah.
But Reddit's all comments and conversation.
Yes. It's also good, isn't it?
What tell me?
Oh, okay. I thought you meant the fact you had to put more than like one word answers.
Well, no, I didn't. I haven't wrote a single thing apart from put the video in. Like,
you see, that is never good. That is never good. So
I got
a bit of advice.
People.
Yeah, a bit of advice. What you need to do is you need to go on things like that
be like,
and comment on. No, just comment on a few other. You could go fuck you if you want, but you need to comment on some other people's stuff to look as if you give a shit.
I did that.
Yeah.
So what I would, if someone put a clip from, so we did a breakdown of the submission that Connor did to be.
Yeah. You see, before all that, you need to go on. You need to put something up about something there's nothing whatsoever to do with you and nothing whatsoever to do with selling. Just put something up to try and get a little bit of engagement, and then comment on a couple of people's things as if you give a shit. Even copy and paste, well, that's awesome, well done, or whatever. Like you got your copy and paste whenever I text you something, you just reply awesome.
Yeah. And
then you've got a few posts behind your name and a little bit. When your first post is a spam, it's never good. You're never going to get much respect.
Okay.
So that's what I had to do on here. So I would go on various forums like the Underground and other stuff.
Do a little reputation.
Yeah, and you'd comment or you'd ask a question, like ask an open question. Like, I'm really interested in this kind of bead thing, but I've got a £50 free bet. Who should I put it on, or something, just to get a little bit of, even a bit of bullshit, just to get someone involved. Because normally it says post number 1, and when post number 1 is look at me, follow me, subscribe to this, people are like, what?
So I need to get in the community a little bit.
Yes,
that's good advice. Yeah. I like that.
Mm.
You're into social media marketing. How do I get people to subscribe to my channel?
I guess there's algorithms, isn't there? There's stuff like that. The problem is, fucking dog now wants to come in. I have to clean that out. The problem is, you almost need to build it up over a period, and this is where you haven't helped yourself by not doing any. So because you've done no social media whatsoever, you can't just suddenly jump in.
The thing is, because it's just like maybe the wrong way of saying it. If you want to build up social media, but I don't enjoy it.
Yeah.
So a lot of people will sit there and they enjoy posting things on Instagram and the feedback they get.
Yeah.
Even my missus, right? She had put happy 7-year anniversary to an amazing husband, or whatever.
Yeah.
So I'll buy her a card and I'll write the same stuff in the card and buy her some flowers and a present and like don't think because I haven't done it publicly, it's not there.
Yeah.
But it's just not my style.
Yeah, I agree. I think there's a lot of people who put things.
It's very negative.
Yeah, they put too much on there as well.
Too much. If I post something, I only post something positive.
Yeah.
But positive, like broadly.
Yeah.
It's if I compliment you on social media, that's nice because the kettlebellers will see it and the people that listen to this podcast, it's relevant.
Yeah.
But my wife or someone's like,
yeah,
weird.
Yeah, I agree. I think also, you do get people who are like taking Instagrams of themselves every 10 minutes and posting up what they had for starter, dessert, and main course, and knocking that dog out. She's going to have to deal with it. You get too much. There is a fine line, isn't there?
Yeah, and that guy that every fucking training session they do, they post a picture. Great jiu-jitsu class today.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Great lifting today.
Yeah.
If you did it every day, it wouldn't be such a fucking big deal.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And I think also, but I do think it's very difficult just to come into something just to promote you.
No, you're right.
Without spreading a little bit of personality around, kind of thing. Like even on our Stuff Edge Giraffe Twitter thing, I comment not on too many people's, but I make sure I comment and take a bit of engagement with other people on there as well. The other thing you can do is I don't know if it's a keyword, influencers. So that's people with big followings. So, for instance, like if you could get your man Roger Gracie to share it, then obviously you're going to get.
Well, that's the good thing with Twitter, right? You can tweet. I can tweet at, because jiu-jitsu is kind of niche. If I go tweet at Gordon Ryan or Craig Jones or someone, they might actually retweet it.
They might retweet it. Yeah. Just a little tip: you need to follow them first.
Yeah.
If you tweet at someone and you don't follow them, it's very unlikely they're going to retweet it. So that's the other thing, and that's serious, and it's quite right. If someone like puts something to us and says, "Oh, could you share this? I'm doing a fundraiser for my whatever," but then they don't follow us, you think, "Well, what? Why?" Yeah, exactly. Why? Yeah, but also you want your feed to be relatively relevant, don't you?
Let's see if this works on the video. Gizmo. There she is. You're live on the internet, look. Can I have some snacks, Gizmo? I'm hungry.
Do you want something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hungry.
Don't give him any of the good stuff.
Oh, big tin.
Oh.
What we got? Oh, what do you like?
I'm worried now.
What's precious to you?
I'm worried now.
I don't want to take
mind.
something
You can have
your favourite.
You can have anything.
I like the cookie one.
Go for it.
Oh, okay.
It'll be very noisy, but go for it. A lot of sugar in that as well.
Is there?
Yeah, there is, strangely enough. But yeah, that's all right. There you go.
Oh.
Live on air.
Oh, that is the best natural nutrients I've ever heard.
So get some people to, get some other people to, and unfortunately, it's just part of work.
I'm getting a little bit better. I put out my little posters with a motivational quote on it. And
yes,
stuff.
Yeah.
I don't even have Instagram or Twitter on my phone, but I'm gonna get.
yeah, that's the problem. You see, you're almost wanting something that you're unable to do.
But I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna consider it work and be disciplined with it, and then put in my diary and be like, all right, I'm gonna spend half an hour every blah 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 in this time slot.
Yeah. Doing
social media.
Yeah.
And build up there.
Exactly. Yeah. It's not gonna just happen.
The goal with the YouTube page and stuff is number one is it's fun to do. Just making videos.
Yeah.
And it's quite fun, the engagement, and even I've had several people call me a wanker.
Yeah.
But I quite enjoy it in a way. It's quite fun.
Yeah.
So we did a video, right? So we do these little chat videos that kind of a bit like the podcast, but they're like 5-10 minute videos.
Yeah.
And we talk about a jiu-jitsu subject, right? So we're talking about the jiu-jitsu no-nos of you've got to wash your gi and cut your nails and be clean and blah, 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 Turks class on time and all that shit.
Yeah.
And at the start of the video, I was like, we're talking jiu-jitsu, no-nos or things you shouldn't do or faux pas. And I had 3 comments. It's he said faux pas. As soon as he said that, I thought wanker and turned it off.
That's fair enough.
Yeah.
Straight out of Oxford. We don't want to do that.
And then someone else was like, are these guys even speaking fucking English? And I was like, probably American said it.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, he just can't understand Queen's English.
Do you reply to him though?
No, and I think I need to, because then it gets you higher up the Reddit rankings.
Yeah. All that. And also, our mate Sam Vickery, I've not been on Twitter too much over the last couple of weeks, but he does create a bit of a shitstorm on purpose. So he does be a bit controversial, but then he'll reply to people. So if they put something, then you reply and we'll get a bit more engagement. Whereas if you just ignore everything, then it's only a matter of time looking at my constipated dog out there. You know, if you just ignore everything, then it's only a matter of time before everyone then just ignores you. You know, what's the point?
Well, this podcast, right? We went on the rant last week talking about fat people.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, like you have to. It's the most feedback I've got from this podcast in a while.
Yeah.
And some of that was negative, mostly positive.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
I think it's kind of what you have to do. And so,
Yeah.
I was watching our videos back, trying to figure out how to make them better and so on. And I was like, one of the things is because it's on the internet and you're grabbing someone's attention. If someone's in the class, they're sat there in their gear watching you. There's no distractions. They're like, that's what they're there for.
Yeah.
So you don't have to be like animated and over the top.
Yeah, exactly.
The YouTube video,
I'm going to eat now.
You got to be,
yeah,
you got to be a bit cheesy.
Exactly.
Like, whoa, hey, like
it's almost like Gogglebox.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
like,
yeah. They overdo it. Yeah,
yeah. If I was on Gogglebox, you'd see me sitting there having a glass of water, watching TV, not saying anything.
Yeah,
it'd be really boring viewing. But also, you've got your, you know, you've got to think about it that longer term. Why, if you're just being you in the nicest possible way, if you are just being you, why would people not just go to Roger Grace's? One, do you know what I mean? Or any other of the whatever. Well, it needs to be something that draws them to you.
We sat down and we were like, how can we do? There's a lot of videos on the internet already explaining how to do moves and so on.
Yeah.
And we're like, what's the problem with them? It's like, they're too long.
Yeah.
Right? It's the internet. Everyone's got a short attention span.
Yeah.
They're kind of dry. It's very like, put your hand here, do this. It's like, there's no like fun to it. And often, you know, if you started jiu-jitsu, you don't know the names of the moves.
Yeah.
Sounds a bit odd. You're like, oh, it's some kind of arm lock, right? And then you watch a video, it'll be 5 minutes of the guy talking before they even do the fucking move.
Yeah, yeah.
So we start our videos, move straight away. We try and keep them to 2 minutes, sometimes 3, but 2 minutes.
Yeah.
And then, like me and you, like we've got a bit of humour to it, like, you know, dick about and take the piss out of people and whatever.
Yeah.
So it's not so boring to watch.
I think we should finish each one with a ball cup or something. Like do something to each other, like
we've done that
just to finish it. Stick your finger up his arse or something. Just do something that's you know. Unique.
Well, in the middle of the last video, Ben, who I do it with, went, "Do you know how a white belt can beat a black belt?" And I was like, "What?" I was like, "In the middle of making the video, what are you doing?"
Yeah.
And then pulls out a white belt out of his gi and just starts whacking me with it.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah, something like that. Yeah. Something like that will help in its own way, won't it? So
it's fun to do that.
Yeah.
But regardless of
the other thing you've got to do, we've told you this so many times, you've got to fucking unlink your Facebook and Twitter. Because the fact that your Twitter just says .fbme or whatever it is, and it's just a link to you putting something up on Facebook, you are going to get below 0 engagement from that. You are just going to get people just unfollow immediately.
Oh, okay.
It's got to be separate.
I have to Google how to unseparate.
And your Insta, you had recently upped your Instagram game, haven't you? Let's see how you're doing on that lately.
Not good. A little bit.
Here we go. Oh, 20 posts now.
Do I?
Not bad, is it?
Jesus.
Yeah. That's not too bad for you.
Yeah, I'm like Kim Kardashian, really.
It's a fine line because the other thing is once you actually get people to follow you, you then need to manage it correctly, because once you've got people to follow you, you can only lose them generally by posting too much. Yeah. So I listened to the Rogan podcast. In fact, I'm just finishing it. I'm a little bit behind, with Dom D'Agostino and Lane Norton.
Yeah.
You heard that?
Yeah.
I thought I'd never heard of this Lane Norton guy. I thought I'd have a little look at him, and I thought I'd follow him on Twitter, because if he puts up the odd nugget, then that's cool. I went onto his Twitter.
This is the nutritionist.
Yes. I went onto his Twitter, and he had posted about 25 tweets in the last hour. I'm not following him. He's just going to completely take up my timeline. Then I'll look through. Let's have a look, actually. Sky, stop being a pain in the ass. Let's have a look through it. Should still, there we go. So obviously it's night time for them now. So in a 1 hour period, he's gone 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So only 7 in an hour. But that's 7 tweets in an hour. And then
that's more than my whole Twitter experience.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But there is that fine line between. So here we go. So going back here for 19 hours. So obviously they've been asleep, the Americans. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 15. So 15 tweets in a 1 hour period there. It's just too much. You know, if your timeline is full of that, you know, I think we on our Slapping and Giraffe Twitter would probably do an average of 3 or 4 tweets a day, something like that.
So that sounds like loads.
Does it?
Yeah.
That's about.
My idea of upping my social media presence is like
It's posting something.
1 a week. Sit back and let the likes roll.
Should be easy. Yeah. I think you might struggle. Well, how about letting Ben do it like you do with me on this?
Maybe that's the move.
That's what you
Circles
failed.
probably.
Yeah, exactly. That's what you failed to do. Let someone else do the work. That's always a way forward.
It could be a way forward. I like this idea.
There you go.
I don't. So Julia's, you might have on your iPhone. There's some like screen time thing. It tells you how much time you spend.
Got it now, yeah.
There was one. Julia was like, "Oh, 3 hours in a week. That's not bad." And I was like, "That isn't bad." She said, "Oh shit." I was like, "What? That's a day." So 3 hours in a day. Right. There's so many of us that are like, I don't have any time. If I had time, I'd exercise. Or if I had time, I'd do X, Y, and Z.
Yeah.
And then it's really good because she's like, it was like a big wake up call for her.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, I'm right.
7 hours 43. How long was that over? Per day.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, this is a bit about
Per day.
Listen. So this is 7 hours.
How much pornography are you watching?
7 hours a day, right? But that week, 7 hours 49 playing Spotify. So basically, when I'm training, I've got Spotify on.
Yeah.
It classes it as that. So over the week, 4 hours on Facebook, 3 hours listening to a podcast. So the actual social media, so it breaks it down. Your light blue is social media, which is probably on average. So Saturday there's more because I wasn't working, so I weren't working much. But it literally every time I have my phone. The other day, so it hasn't got. Oh, there you go. Today. Oh,
Well, how long on Twitter?
Today.
3 minutes today.
3 minutes. Yeah.
How long
And
every
my
week on
Facebook
Twitter?
is working.
Last 7 days. Come on.
I don't think you can do it like that. Oh, there you go. 3 hours 26 minutes.
So between Facebook and Twitter,
Yeah. 7 hours.
7 hours.
So that's an hour a day over a week.
Yeah, but you wouldn't. Let's not reveal too much about you, but but you're a personal trainer.
Yeah.
Let's say the average personal trainer is on 30 quid an hour.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So that's £210 worth of your time.
Yeah. But
Jesus.
then when you go to my Facebook, so if you go to my personal Facebook and look at my profile.
That's a lot of dick pics.
So I didn't put that. That's me being tagged in something. That's me being tagged in something. That's me. So I posted something on Monday. And I posted something on Sunday. Friday. And that's an advert.
Mm-hmm.
That's an advert. That's a picture of me and my boy. So in the last week, I've put 3 actual Facebook posts on public Facebook, of which 2 of those are still advertising.
See, if I was a accountant worker for some company, I wouldn't have any social media. I just wouldn't.
Absolutely, yeah. Whereas all my stuff that I post,
Mostly work.
all my Facebook stuff is there. I've posted there, that class, that class, that class.
Facebook is shit.
It's all. It is fading, definitely. But
right, and then Twitter's supposed to be fading, isn't it?
I think so. Yeah.
Everyone's just. Well, maybe it's social media generally.
Yeah.
It's all kind of.
Yeah. So to give you an idea, I
wasted
posted 14 posts in the last week in my group, so work group, of which that each one I put a post up in a class. Behind that. 14 in a week there, and 3 posts on my personal Facebook, of which 2 are advertising.
So you can get.
So although it says social media time,
you can get these apps. Probably get it on iPhone. You get it on Android certainly.
Yeah.
There's app blockers, so you can set it. So I have mine set. So on the weekends, it's like between 8 in the morning and 8 at night. I can't go on Instagram, Facebook, all that stuff. YouPorn. But the thing is, every time you try the app I've got, if you try and open it, it tells you, oh, sorry, you blocked it, and it tells you how many times you tried to open it that day. And then I realise, I'm like, I know it's blocked, but I'm just subconsciously like, oh, I'm on the toilet, get my phone out.
Exactly,
And waste so much time.
Yeah. Well, I think it's fine line, but I think there's also.
But then, like, I'm not being too critical of my wife because sometimes she's sat there breastfeeding, reading on her phone. Fair enough. No. She's spending an hour on something on Facebook in one day.
Yeah, and she's not using it for any way for work, I guess. So she is using it for work.
She is using it for work.
Yeah, that's the thing as well. I think it's. But as I say, I definitely don't worry about. I spend too much time on social media, but I would say that 80% of my time on social media is work.
See, I'm going to try and Tim Ferriss it and batch it.
Yeah.
Because I think the problem with like emails and stuff, it's like, if I do it once a day, it's 10 minutes of my day. But if I'm like, okay, they replied, okay, I'll reply again. They do this, it's like, and even phone calls, I don't answer the phone very much anymore.
Yeah, you see, I think what we're hearing here is that Ben needs to do it. Even when they reply, I'm like, oh, see, like, it's not for you. It's just not for you.
Maybe.
Let's be honest.
Yeah. It's like you're on 24 hours a day.
Yeah.
And I think the problem, especially for us being self-employed, it's quite hard to switch off anyway.
Definitely.
Because,
totally agree.
Your business is your passion.
Yeah.
And like me and Judah, often on the weekends, I'm like, nope, not talking about it because we run the business together. She's like, oh, let's talk about this hall and this business and this kid that trains and blah, blah. I'm like, no, I don't want to talk about
it. Absolutely, I totally agree.
It's family time.
Yeah, you need to somehow, and it's very hard when you're doing it for yourself. Very hard.
If you're in the car and your missus is driving, do you go on your phone?
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
See, I think that's rude.
No, I don't.
It's one of my pet peeves.
Yeah, I don't.
Why not? She's just bored then. You're supposed to chat.
I'm just concentrating on driving.
You're supposed to chat.
What about?
Maybe that was the couple driving the wrong way down the motorway. The other one was just staring down at their phone. Is everything all right, darling? Yeah, fine.
yeah, that wasn't so good recently, was it, that? Yeah. That's the other thing. My phone now, because my phone doesn't lock, I've taken auto lock off my phone. So I have to actively lock my phone. Because if I'm using my phone as a timer for something,
it's annoying.
I don't want it to suddenly lock itself. So, as far as my phone's concerned, my phone's been active since we started this podcast because it's just sitting there. So my phone is on. So on the screen time, that counts out as screen time. So I think it's a good thing. I think it's a good thing to see. So for me, it's good to see how much time I spent on Betfair. So that was quite interesting to see that.
Work out how much you've won and your hourly rate.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, 4p hour. But yeah, from the social media thing, almost all of my social media is purely work. I'm just not one of these people who live my life through it. In fact, I probably put a bit more on Instagram now than I do. I try and put more personal stuff and less selling stuff on Instagram.
The problem is the kind of people. The level of acceptance of like a Facebook friend, right, is so. Let's say one of the fighters on Battle Arena, sends me a message. Thanks for the commentary. You're very complimentary about something I did, right? Yeah. And they send me a Facebook friend request. Yeah, sure, I'll be your Facebook friend, right? Because they basically just want to follow me and show me all their training videos. All good, right? Yeah. But then I don't know that person. Yeah. Like really, I know very little bit. Yeah. I just know of them. And then all of a sudden they're seeing my baby pictures and like kind of stuff that these are quite personal stuff. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And that's where it's awkward. And like, I can't stop Judith. She can share whatever she wants, but I don't share that kind of stuff ever. No. Yeah, it's tricky one. I remember talking to like what's it like in a huge whirlwind, and he said the really strange thing is
that he's had a lot of people sending Facebook friend requests. And he says, look, I've got my page. I've got like a Facebook page. If anyone wants to follow the page, follow the page. And that's what you're going to get. You're going to get my training, you're going to get whatever. But I don't necessarily want you to be a Facebook friend.
Yeah.
You know, if I don't know you kind of thing. And like we're friends, me and him are friends on Facebook because I kind of know him and we've met a couple of times. And, you know, when I was passing through Devon, we were going to meet up for a cheesecake and stuff. But I totally get it, you know, and it's the same for everyone, I think. I think in fact, I actually thought about going through my Facebook a while back and having a massive, massive call and saying, look, if you don't come to training or you haven't come to a class in the last 6 months or PT, then in the nicest possible way, unless you're an actual personal friend who I see on a regular or one of my mates from Brighton, you know, because I've got probably 100 Facebook friends who used to come to class.
Yeah.
And in the nicest possible way, I don't give a wank about what they're doing. You know what I mean? It's like, well, you used to come to a class, therefore I don't particularly.
There's a lot of people on Facebook, I accept their friend request and then
block them immediately.
No, you can click hide from timeline and you don't see their posts.
Yeah.
If they're some fighter that don't really know anything, it's like, all right, I don't. Yeah, I'm glad we're friends. but it's like friends. It's like we're acquaintances. We're like something else. No?
Yeah, and it's almost like, see, you're almost in a position where you could actually have a page, but you've got your group. You do fuck all on your group as well.
Yeah, it's true.
You only post when you cancel a class. That's all that happens on your group.
Yeah.
But you know, so whereas I spend at least 80% of my Facebook time, if not more, in my group. Because that's my people, that's my work, that's, you know.
So if I ever put it in my diary to sit and do social media, I can okay, put something in the group, put something in there.
Yeah. Trouble is that will feel like a task as well. I don't know, I think there's a real tricky thing with social media. Like while we've been sitting here, I've already had 2 Facebook notifications and 1 Facebook message. In the last 30
the little red
minutes.
Bubble, is it bothering?
It's not, but you do see it and it does. And what I've got on Instagram is I've got my Instagram and Twitter. I've got Instagram and Twitter notifications turned off. Unless if I go into Instagram, and I don't get many notifications because it's just my personal thing in Instagram. But if I choose to go into Instagram, then I get my notifications. And I think that's a better way of doing it.
Yeah, on the screen's annoying. Like
it's telling you.
Julie's clearly
what's there.
She looks at my phone and it's like I got like 1,000 notifications. And I'm like, thank you, shit, I'll do it later.
Yeah.
She's like, how can you just leave it? Does it not annoy you?
Yeah.
Doesn't bother me at all.
That's it. Yeah, it's a bit of a. Yeah, you know, I don't mind it, and I do find it a necessary evil for work, but I'm not totally sure as it's for you.
Sure, fair.
Well,
see, that's heavier than a normal iPhone. You know why?
What was that?
It's got so many dick pics inside. Actual physical weight. That's how much you've increased the memory.
Exactly. Yeah. Change of subject. You're looking very dapper today.
Am I?
I don't normally see you like in not muscular, just dapper. I don't normally see you like in a jumper.
No?
It's strange. We had that when we were in Spain. You see people, obviously you train in the daytime, and then at night people go out and they're like dressed in like proper going out clothes.
It's weird as a fitness trainer.
Yeah.
Because you only ever see people looking shitty.
Yeah.
Especially like, you know, it only comes to the early morning class.
Yeah.
No makeup. You know, hair's a mess. And then, you know, put a bit of effort in. And then jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even, it's just, it's going to sound like I'm talking bollocks, but like, literally don't see male and female really in a jiu-jitsu class.
Right.
Like, I'm there to do one thing and it's train, right? Yeah. If some girl's pretty, I don't even notice.
Yeah.
And then you'll have like, oh, it's the end of year, you know, Christmas party or whatever. Yeah. You're like, I thought you were a troll. What happened?
Yeah, it's strange, isn't it? That's why you're looking dapper, you see, in your nice jumper.
Yeah. Get a little pubes trim.
Did you?
Yeah.
Black eye though, is it? Or is it just something?
Black eye. I think it's my wife. Not hitting me. I think I was rolling with her. Jiu-jitsu, letting her win, and she just smushed my eye with her hand.
Oh, okay.
Standard.
Yeah. I thought you might be tired.
Well,
you might have been booted out of the main bed for some reason.
Wow, luckily I've got a good bed in the spare bedroom.
What you got in your spare bedroom?
Well, I bought at least a mattress for my main bed.
Yes.
And then I was like, this is comfy. And then one day the wife kicked me out, angry at me, right? So I slept in the spare bed.
Yeah.
I was crippled.
Oh.
Crippled for months. In my frame.
Oh.
Right? I had to shuffle down the stairs on my arse.
Like when you've done really, really heavy squats.
Yeah, like that, but just from
yeah.
bed fatigue.
Oh, yeah.
So I was like, I can't live like this. So I brought another looser mattress.
Oh, so you're all right.
Myself.
You're right, so you got two.
The pair of mattresses.
You see. It's taken me, how long have I been back? Probably been back about 10 days. It's taken me 10 days to recover from sleep. From being out on the lash in Spain. I mean, not being out on the lash in Spain, from sleeping on a bad mattress in Spain. And bad pillows. Hotels often have bad pillows.
Yeah.
But yeah, so sleeping on bad mattress in Spain.
We're
10 days to
we're getting quotes for a loft conversion, so I might have another Lisa mattress up there.
Wowzers.
The triple.
Get you another discount.
Wow.
Do you know how?
Repeat customer discount.
Exactly. Yeah. ESA.co.uk/giraffe will get you £80 off the Lisa mattress, and you get to try it for 100 days. If you're not satisfied, you will be, because obviously you've tried to previously. But if you're not satisfied after 100 days, you can send it back and you don't have to pay.
Exciting.
Yeah.
This
And
is
they
good.
plant the tree for every mattress they sell. I was quite impressed by my little man. I might have said this before. He told me that we need trees for oxygen. It's quite good for 5 years old, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, he don't know much else, but he was good at that.
The one trick pony.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And for every 10 mattresses they sell, they give a mattress to a homeless charity. So that's lovely.
See, when I had my vasectomy,
Yeah.
I had to shave everything completely.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna stay trim.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Itchy's growing back though.
Plus it's growing. Oh yeah, it's a bit unpleasant.
Yeah.
Plus, a hole in my ball bag. But
Yeah. You got for that. You got for it.
fuck. If anyone's listening to this podcast and their wife is pressuring them for a vasectomy, don't do it.
No.
Bullshit.
Yeah. You're
Everyone's
still
like-
struggling.
Well,
Yeah.
it still works. But no, so I've got a much more physical job than most people, right? So
Yeah.
certain things I do, like I hold a kick pad on my leg, right? And someone
Yeah.
practices leg kicks, which kind of jiggles your hips a bit.
Yeah.
I never had this before, but it feels a bit unpleasant in my balls.
Yeah.
And it's definitely left me slightly more sensitive than I was before.
Right.
And it's a sensitive area anyway.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
That's like 3 months now.
Yeah, you've got to be thinking that's got to be long term now.
So my mate was like, his missus was hassling him. I was like, honestly, like, I don't recommend it.
No, right.
No, I'm glad I can't have any more kids, but
Yeah, but yeah, you're also.
get offensive to my kids. But
That's it. I understand.
4 is too many.
Yeah, I agree. Especially 4 under the age of 5 or whatever it is.
And they're all the same. They're all just white,
Kids.
normal children.
Yeah.
One like a Japanese one.
Yeah, you said that. Yeah.
The
See,
chocolate one.
No. One thing I told you not to say, and you made sure you said it.
They're cuter. They're the cutest babies, little half-caste babies.
Can't say half caste these days.
What do you say?
Mixed race.
Why?
I don't know with all
Oh,
this
no.
kind of stuff.
There's a
You
brown
can't
woman
say
shaking her head out.
Yeah. You're not allowed to say that. That you have. So you'd like a Japanese one? Or Japanese or
Japanese babies are
Chinese?
super cute.
They are actually,
I
yeah.
can't tell the difference.
You could adopt a Japanese one.
Can you?
Yeah.
Only the girls. They keep the boys, right?
Well, I think unless they have them, you can't. China as well, but you can't. I don't think you can say, "Well, have that baby and I'll adopt it." I think they need to be born first before you can adopt one.
No, it's because they had the one-child policy,
Yeah.
and everyone wanted a boy
Yeah.
because then the boy goes off and makes more money.
Yeah.
Whatever.
In China.
Yeah, in China.
Yeah.
So they have like
you don't know the
they had
difference.
loads of abortions and killing babies and stuff. So
Yeah.
they get boys. It's
Yeah,
really
yeah,
horrifying.
Yeah. Yeah.
And now there's like so few girls.
Mm.
They have like 7 or 8 men for every woman. So the women get the pick.
Yeah. 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 Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's yeah. You're right. Actually, it's a tricky one, isn't it? But yeah, would you consider that maybe increase your family?
Don't want.
Yeah.
No.
No.
No, I've got no problem with adopting anyone. It's just 4 is enough.
Yeah, I agree.
4 is too many.
We were saying it's such a shame you didn't come over to Spain. Someone was saying that the other day. Such a shame you couldn't. But the sudden realization you've got 4 kids now stops you doing anything, doesn't it?
I've become so boring. You know, my mates are like, "Oh, we old school friends. None of them got kids," and they're like, "Oh, like, come round. We're gonna hang out all night and play on computer games and stuff, and drink." And I'm like, part of me wants to, but I'm like, you know, I got to think about more than myself. You know, Julia works her ass off all week looking after the kids on her own most of the time, because I'm working.
Yeah.
And so on the weekends, I've got to be around to help.
Yeah.
So
it's a fine line though. You got to do a little bit. Like you could even reply.
like,
you know what you could do, and this is going back to your lack of social media skills. You could fucking reply to a message if one of your best mates in the world says we are having a poker night.
What day are we doing it?
You fucking read your message and find out. If one of your best mates in the world sends you a message, not only says we're having a poker night, we're having a poker night round my house, and we are being fully catered for by Mama Door's Kitchen.
When?
Fucking read your message.
When? Just tell me.
I'm not telling you. No, you go back, read the message, and then decide whether you want to bother replying or if you want to come or not. Just ignored it.
Ignored it?
Come on, well, you haven't replied. So what have you done? If you haven't ignored it.
I think I read it.
Yeah.
And then I was like, that's too far away to worry about. And then
because we don't need to know, do we? You got Mama Door out there slaving away in the kitchen making spice blends. Just sent some stuff to Brian Lacey last week. She's just sending spice blends, making spice blends out there, slaving away. She's going to cater fully for us. She needs to know how many people are coming.
You think so?
I think no. Or I'll tell you what, this will get you back. If you then did turn up, it would be like, right, you fuck, you're the one who's not eating because we didn't know you were coming. And we're all sitting there eating these onion barges.
I don't know what it is, so I can come.
No, well, send your messages. You can't have many. Surely not many people bother messaging you anymore. You've got to be honest, don't be silly. Of course you don't. No one would bother messaging you anymore.
It's the same with the social media thing.
I like, don't think about it.
The problem with batch and stuff, is that like I teach loads of classes, not bother replying to anyone all day.
Yeah.
I look at my phone at the end of the day, and it's like you've got 27 Facebook notifications, 4 messages, 2 missed calls, 1 voicemail, 3 WhatsApp messages. I'm like, oh, it's just.
If it's important, they'll ask me again.
Yeah.
Or they'll just ignore me and I won't get to come out and play poker and get catered for.
Do that playing poker.
Yeah. Jamie's in. A couple of others.
It's quite fun.
Yeah.
Do your best.
Okay. Do your best. You'll do your best to reply to me.
It's just, I think I read those things and I go, that'll be fun. What's the chances of me persuading my wife to let me do that? And I go,
dear, really?
It's
really? Actually, come to think about it, I shouldn't have even bothered inviting you. Not only because you're not allowed to do anything, but also because it's Friday night and you'll be working.
That could have been it.
So there you go. That could have been it.
I thought it was the same weekend as commentating or something. That was why.
Right.
So I was like, I can't bugger off twice in a weekend.
Yeah.
But I was like, oh, I'll check the date.
It is, to be honest, as well.
It is?
Yeah.
See?
Yeah.
There you go.
See, I'm almost telling you when it is now, aren't I? You could almost.
The 15th.
But, very, very close.
16th.
There
we go.
Yeah. So shall I take that as an official no?
Yeah.
Yeah. You're missing out on catering from Mama Door's Kitchen, though.
I know, but my wife is like stuck with the kids all week. So on the weekends, I feel like I've got to do as much as I can. Be home.
Yeah, but she's getting paid to look after the kids.
4.
Sorry?
4.
You both had the choice. You both chose 4.
You chose 1, and I seen you whinge about it way more than I whinge about my 4.
No way. No way.
Bullshit.
No chance.
Bullshit.
Not way more. Not in any way.
Way more.
I like it how you're both surprised that you got 4. But
You-
there's 4. So
You clearly.
Now, I think if you had 2 and then you had twins, you would have justification to moan about having 4. You could be like, oh, we only wanted 3, but we ended up getting 4. The fact you've decided to nail 4 within 5 years, only yourselves to blame, both of you. There's no, feel sorry for me.
You should have just done it the way I wanted. She wouldn't have got pregnant. Oops.
Well, we're really looking forward to hearing the feedback from this episode.
It's like you just talked about Facebook.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You're really going to put that one out? Yeah, we'll get one of those.
Shitting on social media.
Yeah. Someone wants you to have another rant.
What do you want me to rant about?
I don't know.
Let's get in loads of trouble.
Yeah.
PC Nate culture.
Who?
Gays. Chocolate people.
No. Before you do a rant, this was quite good. I assume they've done this on purpose. New Zealand's Bird of the Year competition gets flooded with votes for the shag.
Well,
so their Bird of the Year
would be
the shag. Yeah. Let's have a look at some news. See if you can give us a rant about some news that's happening at the moment.
Why I'm known as a ranter. A rant.
Top stories.
Brexit is retarded.
Yeah. Oh dear. Yeah. You got any thoughts on Brexit?
So
here we go. Yeah.
Not too much of a rant.
No.
But so Brexit, American listeners.
Yeah.
Britain leaving the European Union. So we had a vote on it, and it was when the European Union was looking a bit unstable.
Yeah.
And France was talking about leaving, and Germany was talking about leaving, and so on. And so it looked like we were going to be the first, and then all these countries were going to leave, go back to being completely independent states, and we would have been the smart ones who jumped ship first, right? Not got stuck with the European currency, which would have collapsed and all this. So basically, we went first, and then all these other countries saw how shit it was, and they all decided to stay in the European Union. It's stronger than ever. So we were lied to by the Leave movement, who said, this is how much money it's costing per month, 100 billion or something ridiculous.
On the side of the bus. On
the side of a bus. And that we would be way better off and have a stronger economy if we weren't part of the European Union. And that was based on how the European was at the time.
Yeah.
Combined with the fact that it seems getting weaker. Now it's got stronger. It's like we're better off inside it. So in that huge amount of money that was on the bus, that was the amount of money that every year goes to the European Union. And then we got most of it back.
Yeah.
Right?
They didn't tell us that bit.
Yeah, they didn't tell you that bit. And it was all, through the courts and then to charity schemes and like various like good causes and stuff that all lost their money.
Yeah.
And we did all of it back. We got like 8% of the money we put in back. So we lost money. But the idea was that, we were propping up some of these other countries that were struggling. Yeah. And they used that money that didn't go back to the individual states to charity work and so on and humanitarian relief and whatever. So the British public was lied to. It appeared as if we were going to stay anyway because people voted that way. It was a bit of a surprise that we voted out, and it was only 52%. 52%.
Yeah.
And what was weird is that Jeremy Corbyn, who's the leader of the Labour Party in opposition, he's clearly anti-Europe.
Yeah.
So Labour, you're supposed to have the Conservatives who are anti-Europe. They were going to go on this big drive to get people to vote leave. And Labour's supposed to go on this big drive to get people to vote stay. Yeah. So he didn't say as much, but they didn't do any activity. He clearly didn't want to stay in Europe.
Yeah.
So you have no one. You have both of the major political parties saying leave. Our third party in this country is tiny now. The Liberal Democrats have lost like a huge amount of power and seats. Yeah. So they're kind of irrelevant. So you got all the major political parties saying leave. And then you have completely false claims being advertised. And it's a little bit of an advert for the danger of letting... So we vote for members of parliament who then represent us.
Yeah.
Right? So let's say that all of us voted for an individual person for Buckinghamshire, Oxfordshire, who would vote on the EU referendum on our behalf. That person can go and do research, right? Because it's their job. And they can go look at these numbers and they can research extra and they're going to be experts. They can make themselves experts on that. And they're going to see that number's bollocks and this is the long-term repercussions. But when you let people vote, they read the front page of the Sun and go, yeah, that'll do. Right?
Yeah.
Or they read the side of a bus.
Yeah,
Get your facts from the side of a bus.
Yeah.
And then, so people voted leave. And then now you have this shitstorm where our economy is weaker.
Yeah.
Most people are miserable. We didn't save all this money. It's complete bollocks. And the logical thing to do now is have another referendum and then let people decide with more information if they want to stay or not. And clearly, well, a lot of people saying actually we'd still leave.
Yeah, I was going to say, but okay, turn that on its head. How about if we had voted to remain? Would anyone ask for another referendum then?
But if we voted to remain,
yeah,
and then post voting to remain,
yeah,
France had left the European Union, and the European Union was struggling, right?
Yeah,
and it was looking weaker.
That's fair.
And like you have new information, and then the next government comes in and they say, okay, we're going to have another referendum. The Scottish are having another referendum.
Yeah, because it is a fine line though of having another referendum until you get the result you want.
To a degree, but I mean, if you do another referendum and there's a big swing the other way, because I know a lot of, so my parents voted leave, and they were like,
my old man did.
They were like, oh, we want, our courts, the British government, to be able to choose our laws.
Yeah.
But they said we didn't realise there'd be this outcry from the young generation that this is not what they wanted. And they said we didn't realise our own children would have been so keen to vote Remain.
Yeah.
So this, like my parents have said, if there's another election, they will either wouldn't vote because they're older and it's not their choice of how we go on forever, or they would side with the younger generation and vote Remain because, and you can see it's such a mess.
Yeah, I think it'd probably be 65% Remain if they did do another vote. But my old man voted to leave because he didn't want Somalis, etc., to be allowed in the country.
They're not from Europe.
Exactly. But he was reading. He got himself involved in some Google thread. It may have been Reddit, and he was quoting me all this stuff. He's 79, my old man. He probably shouldn't even be on Google, let alone voting in a, in a thing like that. And his idea was I'm never going to get a place at the doctor's. I'm going to have to book an appointment a week in advance because there's going to be all these people in the country that, so yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
And that's the problem with, like Joe Rogan on his podcast, he's always on about, I don't get why we have a president and we should have internet voting on all these things. And it's like, he's a very well-informed person.
Yeah.
So he might think that's a good idea. But all those yokels are now, and like everyone gets an even vote. If you've got an IQ of a fish, and you're a genius, like you've got equal standing. Yeah, it's a ridiculous system. Oh, it's just so frustrating. I don't see why we can't just have another freaking election.
Do you think it'll happen on or before the day it's meant? So it's meant to happen 29th of March. On or before the 29th of March, do you think it will happen?
No, it looks like we're heading that. We still have a Conservative government, and Conservatives want to leave, so we won't get another referendum. They're like, you made your mind up, you chose. It's like a parent with a kid. I'm like, I wanted that one. It's like, too late now.
Yeah. Well, the other problem is we have a Conservative government by a very small power. They have limited power, don't they? Because the chances.
But Labour's not that keen either. Not with Jeremy Corbyn in charge. No,
but also the Tories aren't very strong. It's not like if they want a landslide, then they would have the power to go in. At the moment, the next election is looking literally 50-50 currently.
And if you have a referendum,
the
amount of people that are going to be upset and not vote for your political party.
The people who vote for leave, and then they get overruled in their mind,
and never
going to vote for Tory.
And they're all Tory voters.
Exactly, yeah. So it's a tricky one, isn't it?
But then that's the frustrating thing about politics. It's not. Yeah. There's so much that isn't for the greater good. It's for like political gain. Even just like having. So we have 4.5 year terms of individual parties in government. The problem is like 4.5 years. It's basically like the Conservatives come in and they slash everything and they try and save money. Yeah. And then the Labour come in for 4.5 years and overspend. Yeah. And then Conservatives come in and slash everything. And like, you don't really get anywhere.
And the last year of it, you're pretty much lame duck anyway, because you're then preparing for the next one and how to win votes. So, let's up pensions to try and win, or whatever it might be. So, yeah.
It's fucking boring, isn't it, Brexit? It's like a piece of paper.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It's like just a tick box if you're in the European Union. I know we've got borders, Yeah, well, like,
and get a visa to go to.
visa,
You know, you might need a visa to go to Spain or something. You know, but it's interesting. We were watching I've Got News for You at the weekend, and I think they said the questionnaire of like, you know, do you want Brexit to happen? Da 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 da. And then one of the options was, I don't give a fuck what it brings, just get it done with. You know? And 60% of people voted for that. I don't care whether we do, whether we don't, just stop talking about it and just get it finished.
You know, my day-to-day life is not affected by being a member of the European Union.
No.
Nor is yours. But then some people's are. Like the humanitarian laws, they've got, you know.
Well, also, when we went to Spain for our warm weather training, we were delayed. We landed 2 hours, 53 minutes late. Now, if we'd landed 7 minutes later, so if we'd landed more than 3 hours late, everyone on that flight would have been able to claim €400 compensation.
Under European law.
And that's because the EU put it in. I don't know if you remember back in the day, but I remember being delayed by 12 hours relatively frequently for flights. So, you know, the EU have actually made everyone get their arse in gear.
And working time regulations. Stop people doing 100-hour work weeks and abusing their staff.
Yeah. But, you know, we once got a 12-hour delay at Tenerife. We were meant to leave at midday. We left at midnight. No, we were meant to leave at midnight. We left at midday. So we then had 12 hours sitting at Tenerife airport through the night. You know, that can still happen, obviously. But if that happened and you got £400 for it, you wouldn't be as pissed off, would you?
No.
You know, I think we got like a free sandwich and some water. That's about it. So, yeah.
Boom. We've got to wrap up. Was there any fight picks this weekend?
No, we've got Cage Warriors this weekend. But away from that, we haven't really got a lot. Quite quiet, really. In fact, I think that's the way forward for the UFC. I think that certainly the week before a pay-per-view, they shouldn't have a card.
Yeah.
Because that makes you want to watch the pay-per-view more. When there's just saturation week after week after week. Oh, I've got one thing to say on fighting. I'm assuming you haven't watched Tough.
No, the new one.
Yeah.
No.
You see, I like it as a concept. I know people say it's really boring and it's whatever.
Just samey.
Yeah, and it is. But it's quite nice for us to watch 45 minutes of stuff once a week. Do you know what I mean? We get a little thing. I quite enjoy watching it and then watching the people out of it. The quality this year is fucking absolutely terrible.
What weight are they?
Heavyweight men. Yes. And what's the top weight for women? I forget what it's probably called, 145, as I'm guessing.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
But also, you've got Gastelum and Robert Whittaker.
All personalities for days.
None of them have got anything about them whatsoever.
The last series, isn't it?
Allegedly, yeah. But I think it's a bit of a shame. I think it's been a really good breeding ground, and I do understand it's got so stale. But I think the whole idea of it, everything about it for a fight fan, is really good.
I liked, the first few series. They did team competitions with it to carry a kayak and all that shit.
Yeah.
And they got rid of that and just made it Big Brother. And I was like, I liked all that stuff. It's quite fun.
And they do the coaches challenge, which is quite interesting still.
But they did that once in a season. If you did that every week, and it's the two guys that are going to fight, wind each other up, and it builds up their fight.
That's it. And some of them are brilliant. Like when McGregor was on it, the banter, and you're always going to get that kind of, when you get two of them going against each other. But these two, they hardly even talk to each other or anything. It's just they've literally done nothing.
It was Forrest and Rampage. That was the best one.
Yeah.
They just wind each other up, but they thought it was funny.
Yeah, and also they'll piss about and do pictures, and they'll move. In one a few years ago, they moved someone's car and they put it at the top of a high building or something. You had to get a crane to get it down, and all that kind of stuff. That was quite funny. Because
those reality shows are so fake.
Yeah.
You feel like they could just write a script and make it a bit more interesting.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well,
yeah.
Just something.
But yeah, I'm disappointed. I watched the fight last night. So a week behind, and it was just so
heavyweights are often
stale. Yeah, to be fair, but they need some new blood, don't they?
Like a truck.
Yeah.
Well,
yes. Right. So, sponsored by Lisa Mattresses.
It's your job.
lesa.co.uk/giraffe for £80 off. Sponsored by Momador's Kitchen. Go to Momador's Kitchen on Twitter, Facebook, or Instagram.
Keep going.
Yes, go to Momador's Kitchen on Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook. Use the code Mama Spicy. I think you can still get 10% off by using the Coke spices. Chris is messing around.
No,
Yeah.
Just looks like there's two of you.
Sponsored by Point Blank Cold Brew. Go to Point Blank Cold Brew and get the best pre-workout drink ever. Look at them arms. Look at that. Look, that tricep.
You look like a thumb.
Look at that. 48. Look, you wouldn't believe it, would you? You can still see that. Looking at. You should use that as a. Everyone could be 48 and do that with their arms.
Yeah, if you furiously masturbate every day. Right.